Hi, I want to warn you about something that I did wrong when I quit my job recently. So, about 3 weeks ago, I quit my corporate job. I am no longer a corporate girly. Me and my kiddo are going off on a big adventure. And um, as part of that, we are going to be moving from my corporate insurance to ACA Obamacare. And I thought that so I quit mid April and I was covered for the entire month of April on my corporate plan. And I thought as long as I let them know that I had a qualifying event, and those qualifying events, losing job coverage is one of them, even if it's a voluntary quitting. So that was a qualifying event. And so I was like, okay, as long as I get this done by the end of May or by the end of April so that I can go ahead and start it in May on the ACA, I should be good. Yeah, I didn't do it the first week. And I just did it at the end of the second week because I have done Obamacare before years and years ago, probably about a decade or more ago. We used Obamacare, and it was really simple, honestly. Like, you just sign up and you answer a couple questions, and then you're good to go. You have a policy like the next day or, the next month, starting at the beginning of the month. So I really thought it was going to be just that simple again. What I didn't realize is that they actually require paperwork showing that you had that event, qualifying event. And I just got that paperwork, or I at least just opened that paperwork this week. Last night I woke up so backing up, I went ahead that second week of my non-work life, or non-paid work life, because I'm still a full-time mama and I'm getting my house ready to rent it out. Like, I'm a busy lady. But that second week, I went ahead and applied for Obamacare, and it did all the paperwork. I picked a plan, and I saw how much I would need to pay, and good to go, right? And it said that my plan could start May 1st. And I was like, okay, we're good to go. And then it also went to another page that said, you need to submit the paperwork showing that you had a qualifying life event by the end of May. And I was like, okay, I've got time. I haven't seen that paperwork yet. It's probably in my mailbox, which I don't check every day. So that's fine. I'll get that in by May 31st and we'll be good to go. But I thought I had insurance. And it turns out that you don't get the insurance to turn on until you submit that paperwork. So last night I woke up literally in the middle of the night and I was like, it's weird that I haven't seen my new insurance cards or seen emails notifying me about the coverage or anything like that, like any sort of welcome stuff that you usually get with new insurance. So I hopped back on the ACA website at like 12:10 p.m. or 12:10 a.m. And sure enough, they did not start the coverage because I had not gotten that other paperwork in, and it said it wouldn't start until that paperwork was received and accepted, not that it was started and I had to finish the paperwork by the end of the month or else it would not continue, which is the way I read it, because it kind of seemed silly to me that I had to have such a short amount of time to submit paperwork when you don't necessarily get paperwork right away. I mean, I didn't. Anyway, this morning I went to my mailbox and sure enough, I had the paperwork that showed that I was eligible for COBRA coverage, which was one of the eligible documents that you could do, or you could do, there were a list. I think there was about 6 different things you could do, but one of those was the COBRA coverage eligibility form, and I had just received that. So I took a picture front and back and submitted that on the ACA website, and it says, great, your documents have been uploaded. We will contact you. Dude, I'm sitting here without insurance for me and my kiddos. Anyway, I'm stressing and I want to prevent anyone else from having this situation. I have checked my email like a crazy amount of times for somebody who is not actually working through their email right now, trying to see if they have already accepted that documentation or not, or if they need something else. Because if they need something else, I'm going to be on top of it to get it to them, since I know that I can't actually start the coverage. And in the meantime, I may have to pay the Cobra pricing. And the Cobra pricing for the three of us is like almost $1,300, as opposed to the ACA coverage, which is like $50, because we do qualify for some subsidies. Um, I'm a little sick about it. I mean, luckily we have the option of Cobra coverage, although I don't know if I did Cobra coverage for the month, if that would also let me do ACA after that. So that's the tricky thing that I have to figure out. Anyway, let this be a cautionary tale, and make sure you apply immediately if you're going to quit your job and go on to ACA. Learn from my mistake.